Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... So I think I've said it before, but I've sort of might have understated it in some way. I really like whenever somebody actually takes the time or when people find who are involved in the production, who will come back down and take the time to interact with the videos that I'm reviewing, basically from the reviews. And such a case was true for Drama in Elementary, actually, just recently, because I happened to be checking that video because I was going to do another one today, and I saw a bunch of comments there that I had unfortunately missed, and, from some of the VAs in the production clarifying a couple of things, like how one line was apparently taken out because it was mispronounced and it wasn't redirected, and, stuff like that. So, actually... but one other person went down there and was essentially not. I don't know if they were involved with the production. Oh, wait, no, they are. Yeah, because I saw on their acting portfolio on the channel. But they said that they had their own series they wanted me to just actually check out. And I've said before, I take requests. But not only that, but it's also because this particular series that I've been going through from the start of October, basically, to now, through the Gacha Fest playlist as quickly as possible, because I was selected to be one of the judges of it, and I wanted to get through as many so I can actually do better judgment, and also get a bunch of reviews out of it. That's the plan, basically. But that means that, anything that wasn't in Gacha Fest, I usually I've since pushed aside, even if I was, working through it beforehand. This one, actually... was not in Gacha Fest, but should have been, because Gacha Fest rules say anything like in 2025 itself, and this one even is voice acted, so, it's just a case of this one flying under the radar, basically, of the, of just Mops, because he's the only person who has access to, the playlist itself, so I've left that in there. Hopefully we'll get, recognized and approved, but for now, we're going to actually take a look at it anyway, just in case, because you never know, and So yeah, again, I'm glad when people actually interact with these videos and, actually leave comments. Not only is it good for the algorithm, but it's also good for me, just in general for other reasons like this. And hopefully I haven't missed out anyone's other requests, because this is what we got. This was the one, basically. So yeah, this one from YaBoiHax, which is a very interesting channel, actually. If you go on to YaBoiHax, it is very much, a gacha channel, but it's also several other things. As it turns out, how I say that in 2018 that a lot of the, very popular gacha tubers didn't start with gacha, but sort of pivoted towards it? Like Lee Trescott MSP, for example, who started off with, obviously, MSP. Well, this is a case where somebody started last year, from, I believe, not so much MSP as it looks more like MS Paint. I could be wrong on that, but some app of that nature. And had a different series beforehand, but as we check out the Gacha one, which came out afterwards. So we're going to see their first and also, I believe, second Gacha videos ever, actually. So, kind of exciting when that kind of happens, because you never know, going back to the old channels, if it's their first video or not. It's always hard to tell. But also, I haven't seen somebody start this recently and have this particular journey. So I'm wondering. And also, from the description, it seems competently structured as a story. Allow me to read the description for you, basically. Thank you for your patience, Level Crew. Oh wait, no, that's the episode 2. Okay, episode 1. Episode 1 is, that's my first Gacha video, and post my final CapCut video as I finish editing post-US ban. I forgot that happened with CapCut. Was that lifted, or was it... Okay, that's interesting. What did CapCut do exactly to get banned in the US? Anyway, so yeah, the actual description is, meet Devin and Damien, two brothers trying to find their way after the unfortunate passing of their parents. However, they greatly contrast with Devin being more mature and Damien refusing to grow up. Not to mention, they're off to WDL College, way down low, which has the lowest reputation of any school around. Watch as Devin tries to save his brother and himself from further embarrassment in episode 1. So it seems very much like, two people having encountered the exact same grief but dealing with it in very different ways. So already the setup actually makes me very curious about it. Is it a hidden gem? I don't know. It's too early to say. Just because the creator requested the video does not mean that I'm going to pull any punches, as April Moon learnt the hard way. But yeah, I got back to it. Oh, connected to TikTok. Okay, I see. All right then. Got it. So I was like, fair enough. Connected to That's kind of like banning Easy connected to YouTube, but all right, fair enough then. I don't know. So that explains a lot about CapCut structurally. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at these particular videos. I think episode 1's this one. Yeah, here we go. All right, things have been rough was the first line there. From Zealot's Cat. I think the channel might have had a different name at the time. Which also, that I believe is a Canva font. Which is always interesting for me to see, basically, if that is true, because I remember pointing out specifically in April de Hielo, the place that one of the main social centers we tend to go to every time I go to Madrid. They now have for the announcements in Bowling Alley, I can see that they're made in Canva. It's interesting now going back to places and realizing how and knowing how they put their technology together to a certain degree. Their software, I should say. I don't know how bowling alleys do their motion sensing. I'm not going to be like that. So yeah, the software side of things is interesting, actually, especially because IT was my worst subject at school. And look at me now. There you go. Goes to show. But anyway, without further ado, on with the review.
It took the both of us a long time to get over what happened. We were so
I'm guessing this is Devin talking right now rather than Damien, but I could be wrong.
Young. Waiting outside that hospital door felt like hours were passing.
How young were you? If this is university, well, I mean, that is relatively young anyway by the grand scheme of the human existence, so maybe that's it. I don't know how far back this character's reflecting, basically. But yeah, I'm just wondering because if by so young by Gacha media standards would mean child in this case, and I would wonder in that case who actually raised them and who enrolled them in the university. But I guess we'll find that out in a second.
But the entire time, I felt like the worst wasn't too far away. Now I just don't know what to tell him.
Yeah, so Damien seems to be seems to be again child age in this particular scene, and also hold on, is this only narrated by Devin? Are we going to hear Damien, or is it going to be captioned like this? I'm not entirely sure. Deep voice jump scare. Well, I mean, this character is older now, so it makes sense. Well, then again, Josh's voice at 17 was about this register, so you never know.
It was hard for me to even look him in the eye. There was no possible way he could have been prepared.
I like how his nickname is D, but yet both of their names start with D.
Prepared for something like that. Luckily,
2 mononyms as first voice credits immediately.
my little brother would never lost who he was, which was both a blessing.
Honestly, that is very true. I mean, Midori stories, as in just actual, not changing his voice for any reason. Midori stories, because Midori stories, of course, is one of those other people who does a bunch of multiple performances per video. So yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry to tell you, boys, your parents aren't going to make it.
Curse. He's always had the ambition to make himself known. He was off the walls. We had to go from.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this does remind me of Midori Stories now, because Midori Stories started off by using stock audio. That's how Not Your Average Girl had any sort of voice in it in the first place. And also, I guess technically one of the first ever gacha voice actors, if you will, has no idea that they even were in a gacha video, because Fell in Love with a Monster had had I forgot the name of the character. Had a narrating in stock Japanese, voice acting. So, which meant it was just like stock voice lines that supposedly, because the hope, I guess, was that no one in the audience of Media Stories would speak Japanese, otherwise it ruins the illusion. It's like if I spewed out like a bunch of random dialogue in Spanish and expected no one to be able to translate it, So, I do that for April Fools every now and then.
School to school to school. He didn't understand how draining it was for me.
D is for D, but I mean, technically, I can see that. Yeah, all right. Although, why is he learning the alphabet if he's that old? I wouldn't have thought so, but anyway.
I took the responsibility for a lot of things he did, and now we're both applying to.
Yes, a child was being, the hyperactive and over-enthusiastic about something, so I threw a chair at him. Yeah. I mean, this is of course a situation where, if an older sibling is taking charge, then they're not going to be able to do things absolutely right. They have no idea what they're doing, and depending on what example they've been set, they might end up picking up the worst things of an already bad moment. We don't know what the parents were like, so who's to say, really? But that now I'm also wondering, because of if Devon was the one to raise Damien, particularly, and take care of him in that way, I'm wondering how it is that they're both going to university at the same time as each other. Or perhaps maybe Devon teaches there, and it just happens to be that he's in his class. You never know. That did happen with a Dragon Ball chapter, I think, where Gohan was teaching a conference and Goten was a student attending, and he was purposely disruptive to annoy his brother. I don't know if that's the setup here, but you never know.
WDL College, aka way down low. This place.
Sorry, Miss Mora. I'll get him out of here.
It's shady as hell, but it's better than nothing. I just gotta keep Damien under wraps, and hopefully things go smooth.
Nowadays. Okay, so we're doing the classic, bottom to top reveal, basically, which is fair enough as long as the character doesn't shuffle around constantly. This is something that actually happened to me in my first Gacha video as well, because I hadn't quite worked out how best to do keyframes yet, even though it's very simple once you know not to add too many and not to, and to make sure to not overcomplicate, so like messing up whichever one is in there. But it does result in like things shuffling around back and forth, so this is definitely very much a first video issue that is probably corrected in the next episode. Yeah, see right there as well, it just snaps to position, it just jump cuts away from the reveal rather than a smooth, That was a very, very loud crash there. His knees okay? He might have to go to the hospital.
Devin, couldn't we have taken the car?
Nah, little exercise never hurt nobody, right?
That's demonstrably not true.
You mean?
I remember the time that my parents and I decided to join in one of my brother's workouts, and it happened to be leg day. We were not prepared for that. Hurt would describe the outcome of that event. Not that it was my brother's fault. We did sign up for it and was like, oh yeah, let's do this. It was like during lockdown. It's like, let's do something active. And then we decided to not do anything active for about a week afterwards. There you go.
Torture, right?
Come on, suck it up. We're almost there. I don't exactly trust leaving my car around this place.
Also, thank you. Yeah, it was Ushida I was talking about before. There you go. Oh, perfect. You made it. No, I replied in a comment, but it was 11 days ago, so yeah. Fair enough. I'm glad you're here. Another first video thing we see like that where we see the click thing that appears there. I don't know what it's called. That's on the capture. Again, happens all the time. Interesting sound effect there. Sound like a computer booting up, but it was just showing a bunch of people. Also, I'm interested to know what's going on with Mo, actually. Because Mo is the void itself, apparently. Again, it depends on like world we live in. If clearly the world where animal hybrids exist, so why not? Maybe is that supposed to be possibly like fur? That's what I don't know. Maybe.
This place kind of looks depressed. I bet I can cheer these suckers up with my charms.
Oh no.
Wait a minute, D. Remember how we got kicked out of those other schools?
Oh, come on. This is different.
Damien is just Percy Jackson in this world.
If you go down, my neck is going along with you.
I can take care of myself all right.
Look, I'm just trying to say.
Oof.
Ah, okay, so that's something else that happened in classic Gacha videos. The Naruto running and bumping into people despite having multiple areas to go around somebody. Has anyone ever run like with their head facing downwards, charging forward like a bull? I don't know. There's more of a... Well, I mean, yeah, of course you were a rookie. I mean, you said in the video that it was your first gacha videos that it was ever. So yeah. Honestly, if you ever see like there's like my first gacha videos, you know that there are quite a few things that happen in this one that also happen to me, or in a slightly different way. So yeah, but the end result was basically the same.
Oh, sorry about that. I was instructed by...
Oh, and hello, Cyber. Welcome. I don't recognize your name or profile picture, so I'm guessing you're new, so hi.
the principal to show
You I recognize. Hello.
you guys around. What's your names?
I'm Devin, and this idiot over here is my little brother Damien.
2D?
Actually, speaking of my first gacha videos, yeah, this character also has a crown, just like Pop does, even though that was not a character that I designed, but hey, another coincidence.
Should I call you 2Ds in a pod?
Well, they're gonna be best friends. Damien and Matty, to clarify, probably not Devin, I imagine.
Respectfully, don't ever say that again, little bro.
Well, alright then. Blah, 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 introduction. Okay, here's a fun thing that you can actually do. Get your VA to ad-lib something. As long as it doesn't, like, go, like, you know, completely, like, off the rails and is unusable, you can usually get away with, like, having them just, you know, improvise something and get, like, interaction out of the way, as long as it doesn't contradict with anything. So, yeah, just for next time, rather than blah, 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 introduction. What is happening here? Is the bathroom that shocking? Yes. Ah, there we go. Alright then. Yeah. That is a thing in cinematography, by the way, where you have like a reaction shot, then cut to a thing, and then cut back to the reaction again. It gives you context. It's called the cooler shot effect. Yeah, it normally doesn't take like that long of a setup, so I see. Right then. Well, roses are red, cacti are prickly, holy overdose, that escalated quickly. Drunken babbling, okay. Again, another time where you can just be like, have I told you about the time that I found a shoe and kept driving? I wasn't drunk at the time, so, you know, I was much safer. I was looking at a shoe, though, so maybe not really. You know, now that I think about it, I'm a very unsafe driver. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, it's probably not because of this, but this doesn't help, you know? Something like that, you know? I just made all of that up, so something like that. How old are these kids? No, they are in university. Although, in most cases with universities, the students get drunk outside of the university premises rather than inside. So just on the grounds that that's just how things have been like set up by culture and society usually. I guess the exception, well, not even the exception actually, it's probably much more severe in the US because of the legal drinking age being 21 there means that you end up you know, not being allowed to drink. You have to be like more hidden in general. Probably not good to do some in the bathrooms either. But like anywhere else, most of the time with like universities, there's usually a lot of like bars and clubs around because that's the first time that people are allowed to legally drink, and so they do so a fair amount. So yeah. Damien is 18. Sorry, Matty's 18. Devin is 21. I see. Okay, so that's what I was wondering before about the age difference between them, basically. So yeah. Also, this is a good question. Where does it take place? I'm not saying it does have to take place in the US. I'm just saying that was like the exception that I thought of. Given the accents of the characters, I would guess US, but you know, that's not an indication. The music freaks, you know, they all sound like they're American, but it's very clearly set in Britain, so you never know. I'd be out of there. Yeah, if someone like comes towards you and does with drunken babbling like that, yeah, I would also I would first of all like back away automatically, but then I would realize that if I leave them there, they're probably going to hurt themselves more than they would ever hurt me. So I was like, yeah, get someone involved. Damien is the best and worst character I've ever made. I can definitely see, because again, these two, based on the description, these two are still grieving, and they've manifested that in like different ways. You know, one of whom is like relying on humor to content his own life and that of others, and the other one had to step up and grow up too fast, so he's in the opposite extreme. So I kind of get that, how he's a stick in the mud for that reason. I'm guessing that over time his character arc is learning how to lighten up, and Damien would be the opposite, to take things a bit more seriously when it's required. You know, both of which are good life lessons, so I'm hoping that's the case. Those two I don't think they're able to give their names, to be honest. I just go to the professor first, or whoever's on deck, and then worry about names later.
Here's where the bathrooms are. I'd suggest
Clean. Thank you for indicating it is in fact clean. Wouldn't have guessed that from context clues.
to hold your breath walking through here. Months ago, a kid dropped the craziest log. It took the janitor hours to clean it up. Rumor has it, that turd.
Yeah, see, this, by the way, is what I was talking about before about the ad-libbing. Although I think this is meant to be in the script.
Still haunts the walls.
I think this guy's losing it.
Why does that sound like the cheese touch from Die of a Wimpy Kid?
And this is where you guys are. Same room as me and a couple of other people.
Who are those two dorks?
Okay, so actually, weirdly enough, my usual big complaint about gacha videos are set in schools, aside from skipping the lessons entirely, that's my biggest complaint. My second biggest is usually the size of the classrooms, because since gacha only has like a limited character maximum, anyone who doesn't have a solid grasp of post production is not going to want to pad that out beyond, what was available. I mean, even I did know how to do it back when I started, and even I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to fill up in actual gacha, and then I will, and then not worry about it until like way later, until I started complaining that Aiden was having everything happen off screen. I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing that too. Yeah. But in this case, what was I going to say? Yeah, in this case, in a university, there are, like, usually you have your lectures or seminars. Lectures, obviously, are, like, the big areas where, like, everyone is in the room, and, usually there's not that much, interactivity. Although I will say that the professors do like when people actually answer their questions, or, like, raise the hand, or, like, actually engage and interact. I've received many compliments over my time at university, that were in that vein, so just food for thought if anyone has yet to go. But you have that. Then the other version is seminars, and those are usually like much smaller groups, and they can be this small sometimes. So this is the first time in a gacha video that I think the class size actually makes sense.
Why wasn't I told that newcomers got here?
Questions?
Yeah, who's that girl giving us the death stare?
Oh, okay, shaky cam, yep.
Oh, that's Mina. She's a riot when you get to know her.
Oh, okay, the camera was panning towards Robin, so I thought you meant, and I know that we saw Mina before with, like, her, again, mean death stare. Very subtle name, by the way, Mina being the mean one. But anyway, but the panning was going towards Robin's directions. That was, it was the right effect, but not to the right person.
But you should probably expect bruised shoulders.
Talking about me over here, are we?
Oh, hold on a second. I can see what's happening in the comments. I know what is to come. I know what fate awaits me. So hold on a second. Let me just deal with that. And there we go. All right. You're a meaner, Mr. Grinch. Your stare goes through my soul. Despite the cinematography, you wish to eat me whole, Mr. Grinch. KW is here to join us and say something delightfully droll. Possibly, maybe, I don't know.
Well, what I was going to say, basically, so I'm kind of, oh god, I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it. Words today. Okay. So far, I just want to say, when they like walk into like the bathroom, did he walk into like just like a bathroom where there's no like genders or something I'm so confused on that, because we just see like a bunch of girls or something like that, like drunk and everything like that. So I'm like, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, mixed gender bathrooms, very uncommon where I went to university. However, we're assuming, of course, that they're the ones that walked into the wrong bathroom, versus the drunk girls in question potentially misreading the symbol or just getting to the nearest bathroom they could to, possibly vomit in one of the toilets because they needed to, void it out of their system, and they just happened to be on the floor at that time, which is more likely, to be honest.
Fair enough. And I also wanted to say as well, oh,
wait, it was a dude and a girl. Okay, it was a dude and a girl. I thought they were both girls.
Oh, no,
Which still would have happened. It could have happened the same way,
no.
but yes, okay,
Me
all
don't
right,
like that.
fine.
No, I don't like that. No, no, I don't like it. Like, why? Why does that have to be a thing? God.
Yeah, which also, again, in college, thoroughly unnecessary. There are a number of better ways, mechanically speaking, but whatever, forget that.
Right. We're gonna just remove them from that. Anyways, I also wanted to just talk a little bit on designs. I know this is the first time doing Gacha, right? Is this series specifically?
Yes.
Yeah. So, basically, my thoughts on designs are not necessarily bad for someone who's doing it the first time, but I wish, Mai's outfit was a lot better, just because, everything is just, light red, and then you see his hood being, dark red, so it doesn't, match very well and whatnot. I wish it was, bit more, what's the word? Suited or something like that? I'm trying my best here, okay? I'm trying my best here. I was not expected to be here, not gonna lie, but I had to say something.
I mean, you requested to be here, but fair enough. I think, yeah, in terms of, fashion of outfits, a thing that I've learned is that, yeah, two, dominant colors in general that aren't just, two different shades of the same color are usually the best way to go. I say while I'm wearing, the antithesis of that in real life. But in terms of, outfit designs, that's what I would, that's what I would opt for personally. So something like this, the mask actually complements the hoodie in some way, but probably the tie could have been the same, possibly, or maybe the pants could have been a different color, and the hoodie, by the way, should be the same color as the as the jacket on the count of its use. I'm guessing it's attached to it, so it would be the same fabric. So yeah, those kind of things probably would have helped. Also, as far as designs go, since you brought that up, yeah, one thing that a lot of first-time gacha tubers do, again, myself included, it is the I guess the overruns on presets. But you said in the comments, by the way, that you said it was going to be in Gacha Life 2, but Gacha Life 2 didn't have as many backgrounds, which is honestly completely fair. They promised imported backgrounds, never delivered, so of course they didn't have that many. Yeah, in terms of Gacha Life 1, good for backgrounds. The disadvantage with Gacha Life 1 in this case is that they have more backgrounds but fewer presets, and for somebody who's just starting out, it is very tempting to change the presets just enough so that they are different, so they're different to what they started as, and not really further beyond that because they're already distinct. I do commend the idea of using different presets because we've seen a few videos by different gacha tubers that use the same basic preset and then all the characters look the same. You avoided that by starting with a different base. That's fantastic. It's just that this is because the gacha presets, particularly from Gacha Life 1, are the most famous ones, because they were the only ones for some time when the community was at its peak, and also because they're mostly based on real Luname employees and friends. So it stands out right away. Like you can tell, you can use like Pat, for example, for this particular character. And it's not as apparent in the Mutant Girl for me because I had help before the show started. But if you go back to the Mutant Girl videos before that, you can see which presets were used for which characters much more closely. Jay actually like sat me down and was like, yeah, let's redesign all of these different people. And all the only protesting I did was not giving any of them animal ears because that was the whole point of the show. Yeah, aside from that, I narrowly avoid that fate. And nowadays, with Gacha Club and Gacha Life 2, it's trivially easy to avoid that because of just how many presets are made not only by different people, so they're already in different styles, but also just the sheer volume of them in the first place. It's nearly impossible to pinpoint exactly which preset a character originated from unless you thoroughly combed the Gacha Club preset list. At which point I would ask a person, why are you thoroughly combing the Gacha Club preset list? So that's only an issue for this app, but if you continue to use Gacha Life 1, that's something to bear in mind for the future, because it will come up and people will notice, even to this day. Yeah, as far as Damien and Devon go, them it's not so much a thing for them, it's more so like for these characters. I can't pinpoint which the name of this preset, but I know it's also a different one on the right. It's more of a thing for the extras, especially for extras, because a lot of people would use just regular presets as extras back in the day, and they would get mocked for it. That was a thing in the old community. So again, not a thing that happens nowadays anymore because of Gacha Club, but yeah. And even if you only change them for briefly, you get looped in with the exact same crowd, which is what happened to me. So there you are. One of my characters started as Default Boy. Yeah, it's not like that. Okay, there is an advantage to starting with Default Boy if you really want to go super custom and not start with any general template. Then sure, if you're at that level with designing, then go for it. Or if in your case as well, if they're already have existing source material, then I suppose that would help with the designing process as well. That's fair. Johnny also starts with mostly Default Boy, and in certain other videos, it has proven devastating as a result in some of his old videos. So it doesn't work for everyone, but it works if you have the skills at the time. Yeah. For everyone else, I would suggest starting with just finding a preset. One reason to actually comb through the different preset catalogs if you're in a game that's Gacha Club or Gacha Life 2. One reason to comb through them and actually do it is if you want to find something that looks vaguely similar to your character design, and then go from there. So and then make sure that still as distinct as you can make it, but you can actually get one step closer, and sometimes even actual better inspiration. So yeah, that's it. So it all depends. But for someone starting off with their first series, I definitely suggest being careful of that in Gacha Life 1, and not worrying about it, but still taking some caution over it in any other app.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mina. Just
Yeah, back in the day with Gacha Life 1, before there was Default Boy, people used Kinnan because Kinnan had the least amount of accessories and like other clothing choices and such. So yeah, a lot of people there were a lot of Kinnans going around at the time. Ironically enough, Kinnan was actually the basis for the least used mutant girl character in season 1, Dr. Daniels. That was what that was the one I used Kinnan for. And it's like because I didn't realize at the time. Oh yeah, that's the one that everyone used that they've used for everything. I was just going through. I would go through like every single preset and be like, okay, I haven't used you yet. I haven't used you yet. We'll see what we do for this one. And then I got really, really bored when I got to Pat, and that's why Pete exists.
It's introducing the new guys, you know?
If you've got something to say,
Oh, the thing about Okay, this is interesting. There's no definite main character. So you're saying that next episode we'll get someone different to Devin and Damien taking the spotlight. That's interesting. That can work in certain contexts.
say it to my face.
I think that's the case like in like the main Ms. and Mrs. Dysart, with Aiden's, I guess, most recent new show, I suppose. I think that's right. Yeah. So because we haven't actually like made a new show. That's not one of like we made new episodes, but not new shows in general since 2023. No. I think so. Wow. Anyway,
but oh no.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that in that show they have like five people in a classroom, which was purposefully minimized because Aiden didn't want to deal with many characters in Gacha Life 2 when it first came out. And you would think the main character, Mrs. Dysart, and I think she was kind of supposed to be, but to be honest, Mrs. Dysart just kind of facilitates the journeys of the other characters. She's the permanent mentor and the consistent one, but she's not really the one who like goes through any like journeys or changes in that show. So it is very much focused on the students. So yeah, okay.
Oh.
Did your hairstylist hate you?
No, I was gonna say I did want to use Gacha Life 2 a bit more often for like future stuff or whatever, just because they have new accessories and stuff like that. But because they didn't like fulfill the promise they were going to make for Gacha Life 2, I don't know how to like basically do the way I did things like with Gacha Club. Sure, I may have figured out a way around it if with enough practice and anything like that. But at the same time, I don't like taking forever. So it's just like, just stick with what I know and come back to it when I feel like I know what I'm doing a lot better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I'm usually the opposite. Whenever a new gacha app comes out, I dive headfirst into it to see what it can actually do and whether or not it like works for me. Didn't pan out so well with Gacha Story, but I gave it a go for like a solid month. So
Oh yeah, because you were
also,
doing like a story with it.
I was, yes, and that yes, and the process ended up being so egregious that I want to do one more episode of that show and then just like leave it off at 2 episodes and that's it. Yeah. Also, we're getting a bit of the chat's derailed and is talking more about Mina's backstory relating to her hairstyle. So yeah, the plan is episode 4 related stuff. So we're going to I guess we'll let's continue for now.
Anyways, who are you two supposed to be?
I'm dead.
Oh.
I'm Damien, the good look.
Yeah, I'll say this. Yeah, all the sound effects are very loud. I know I turned things down for StreamYard, but the fact they're still that overwhelmingly loud is a sign you probably need to like tone down that particular layer. We've got all the sound effects on it.
Not that I care or anything, but I hope you realize quickly that you'd rather see the good side of me. I can easily make this place a nightmare for you.
Okay. Guess I'll...
Great, what a fantastic introduction. What were you saying about Devin being the worst character you've made?
Good. Now make yourselves useful. Class is about to start.
Okay, so...
Sorry.
All right, okay. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do there in terms of like having the walking cycle for the animated poses, but not having the keyframes to do it. Yeah, I really should have made that keyframe video years ago. That would have helped out a lot. Well, yeah, it's not difficult to guess. As soon as a character says, "Is it not like I care or anything," or that's usually like the universal tsundere sign. aside from the violent
Wait.
nature. Those two in conjunction together. Yeah, if you think about it, if a character says something along the lines of "It's not like I care or anything," or "Not like I care, but blah blah blah," and they also have either a foul mood and their temper constantly, or are just straight up violent, that's usually the recipe for a tsundere.
Wait, huh? Interesting. Okay, good to know. No, sorry, I was thinking about something with the way you said it, whatever. I'm like, okay, wait, does that mean? I'm like, no. But like, I'm not gonna say anything just because. Well,
In case you're wondering, yes, you have unintentionally created tsunderes in the past. I can vouch for that.
what? Wait, no. Who? Tell
Yeah,
me
no.
who.
Okay.
I need to know.
Hera.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
Like,
that.
okay, yeah. As soon as you gave like Hera's backstory, I immediately thought to myself, I can definitely see this character becoming a tsundere of some kind. All right, then. Originally, it was just going to be like a contrast, like, again, tsunderes both love and despise, like people with like the most positive attitudes, because that's usually what the love interest is to offset them.
Okay.
And they wouldn't be tsundere if they denied that aspect of themselves. And yeah, like that thing like came into the forefront immediately as soon as she got drunk and admitted she liked Nathaniel's songs. So
Okay, is there
yeah,
another?
they're not always
character?
violent. That's why I said that they're like foul mooded and sometimes violent. I'm not saying that they always are. I prefer the non-violent tsunderes usually, with the exception of Caitlyn.
God, Caitlyn. Boy, okay, so Hera's one of them.
Yeah, I mean it was yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Mia to a certain extent, but she doesn't really threaten anyone without any good reason, so not really, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think for now I'm thinking just Hera.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Hera. Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Mia, she's not really a violent person. Like, she is hired to kill, but that's not like her being a tsundere. It's just more of like she's an assassin hired to kill. That's not really a tsundere thing, right? Oh wait. Oh wait, yeah.
Not exclusively.
No, because literally in episode 5 in season 1, he's like, "Hey Taylor, where's the freaking ice pack? Because Mira has a headache." Not like I care or anything like that. Oh god.
Yeah, and Orchid also is not Orchid. Yeah, I'm not sure about Orchid, to be honest. I can definitely see how she could go in that direction. Usually the clue is that there's towards tsunderes is like is intentional denial of people or things that they enjoy. And yeah, well actually, oh wait, no, I have said something behind the scenes that could eventually would be a tsundere tendency, but I have yet to apply it to the character. So yeah, we I don't know. Yeah, but you could play a tsundere. Yeah, it'd be fun if KW, if you and I ever played Indie again. I think we had like a plan already of the next like dynamic of something of like was like Daisy or something and Professor Crackknuckle. Aside from that, it was like fun to like do a role reversal of like I'm the tsundere next time.
Yes, we need to do D&D together.
The Dere chart is a thing for a reason. Yeah. Well, yes, that is the Dere chart is a thing, and also the song by Heartfelt Humor. That definitely helps out with a lot of the definitions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess. Oh, this is the
We are not
equivalent of a sign.
liable
Fair
for
enough.
concussions. What?
Oh, they're having football trials?
I like how that's not even fine print. That's just that they just straight up say it because I guess they got sued too many times.
Remember lying low?
Yeah. I'll do that later.
He's 18 now. Honestly he's living the college life. That's the best. They're the best option for him. And I'm going to turn the music down even further.
What
Like
the?
they're still running in place, of course.
What the? What
Oh, okay. I guess we're changing. I thought we were like building up to some sort of like montage music or something. I was like getting ready to like to drop a verse, to be honest. But then it changed because I guess he's doing a he's doing a different dance now. Okay, all right, sure. Yeah, training arc exactly. I assume it's copyrighted, but whatever.
Yeah. What is this song? Oh no, I don't like it.
I'm thinking that line. Say that you're a lesbian, girl, me too. What? I never heard this song
like
either. So I'm just like,
it. Immediately, I don't like it. I really no, I don't like it.
I will say it is I will say it is a very funny idea to think of a training montage that could go along to this style of music. Maybe not this exact song, but this style. I can I can definitely envision it. Honestly, feels like the kind of thing that would happen in like one of the Into the Spider-Verse movies, I think.
Shoes check. Check.
Anyway.
Piss off the enemy.
And the third song now, sure. Normally the montage, you don't want to have them sound like someone's channel surfing, usually. Kind of takes away from it.
Okay. Wait, so it has a freaking tail!
Yes, but we saw someone earlier, by the way, who's with literal void skin, but also and also ears and a tail. So animal hybrids exist in this world.
Okay.
And I also think that I remember something to do with like a fish being part of like a weird like football tradition of some kind, like American football tradition. I don't know. Yeah, where I got the fish from is another question, but yeah. Okay, it's Girls on Girls by Drake. There we go. How to track the stuff down? Well, I mean, you could either type the lyrics into Google or use Shazam. That's what I would have done. Oh no. That was Darius said gulping. Yeah. Oh, another disadvantage of Gacha Life 1 is that any sort of fighting or combat was much harder to execute. Again, I'm guilty of this of intentionally making a joke out of YouTube censorship so that I couldn't actually show a fight sequence. It's just because I couldn't animate it at the time. And that's going to be this year's remix, so that's going to be fun to deal with. But anyway, as far as this goes, that's why you have like so many characters being like kicked to the ground and curb stomped multiple times. That's one of the only combat moves that existed at the time in Gacha. Gacha Club is where that really got fixed if you actually, could pull off all the moves, and Gacha Life 2 obviously freed it up for any move at all. So, yeah. I didn't know you back then. This was 2019.
Check.
Last chance to walk away.
Oh, we're starting the beginning of this track.
As if.
I can't walk away if I tried. I'm held in place by lack of keyframes. So, there you go. Bon, I know how busy you are. I'm not putting more on your plate. I appreciate the offer, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for this for like any fight choreography in the future.
That being said, the reaction shots to fight choreography is actually a classic way around violent censorship, by the way. So
I'm telling you, I can do it. Put me in, coach. Put me in. I swear, Ball's gonna say, "Let me."
Ball has seen the original. Is like, yeah, never again.
No, this is Ball right now, being like, Jacob, let me in, put me in, coach. Please, let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in.
But both your knees are busted from the fall from earlier. Your arm is missing. I could still do it.
Not friendly in the prison
Anyway.
bars. Imagine we hear Ball in the back rooms like saying,
So,
"Let me
let's
in,
understand
let me
now.
in."
No, it isn't flesh. Yeah.
This is great.
It's always going to be hard to revisit episode 1. Yeah. And I do acknowledge the fact that obviously a lot of these things that we're saying right now, even 4 episodes deep, would have been like corrected. Because 4 episodes into Mutant Girl, I'd sort of like got a handle on particularly audio mixing, and that's the first time I used split screen. I was getting more ambitious at the time, so yeah, that's when a lot of things like started to. Well, that was like the first time things like kicked up ever so slightly. Kick it up a notch. But aside from that, yeah. So yeah. But so that's always going to happen, and that's a good thing, by the way. You want that reaction.
Hey,
Scroll was a
getting hurt is just the mark
Dundere
of a
at
warrior.
most, said go see. What does that mean?
Yeah.
That's a new word for me.
I actually forget what. But it's not new for me, but I never actually looked it up after I heard in the Heartfelt Humor song. It's part of the chorus as well. I really should have done that. I'm not your tsundere, yandere, kudere, dandere, I'm all for, and so much more. Or something like that, but yeah.
Dundering me. Who is typically quiet, shy, and reserved, but becomes more talkative and affectionate when they are around someone they love. Okay.
Ah. Alright, fair enough. Oh, well, there you go.
I just read that!
All that. All of that. All of those things. Yes, there we go.
Getting folded up into an organic football in 5 minutes is exactly heroic. You're already making enemies. If you would just calm down, this wouldn't happen.
I get it, okay?
You might be 18, but you're still a kid at heart, Dame. We have to take it easy around here.
Hold on. We have to take it easy around you, meaning like other people have to walk on eggshells around him. I'm pretty sure he meant to say that, Damien himself has to take things easy. So, yeah, I don't know. Clumsy phrasing a little bit there.
Wow.
Oh, I guess. Was that a placeholder? Like you were going to put some videos on there but didn't end up doing it? That TV was the bane of my existence, by the way. Before I knew how to do masking, it was very difficult for me to actually put like a video on there. Even though I put one of my own videos on there as well, for the record. But yeah, didn't play around with the aspect ratio of the old video, nor did I. Yeah.
No, what's funny? I went back to watch some of my old Yu-Gi-Oh original story MVs or like the Shadow Duelist series as well, and being like, okay. I am technically somewhat proud that I can figure out how to put things on a TV in a gacha background, because I was wondering how to do that. I was like, not gonna lie, it may not have been the best, but I was like, man, I was happy that I was able to do something about that. Like, I was like, oh my god, it's like learning a new trick. I was like, oh, look, I did it, yippee! And trying out masking as well, like, which, yeah, masking was not the greatest, but hey, I learned a little bit of masking. I did my best, alright? It was not too bad as a start.
Yeah, there are definitely editing techniques that I've discovered over time that once I discovered them, they vastly like changed my like entire thought process behind like how I put the videos together, particularly in terms of gacha ones. Whereas before I was more concerned with like how to place like certain characters so they wouldn't like interact with things, or like putting them like behind certain things if I didn't know how to like find the different like assets for them, because I also didn't have Pharaoh Packer until about like the Christmas special time. But then as soon as I discovered masking, I was like, nah, I could just put them behind like the actual backgrounds themselves. I could technically, if I wanted to, put somebody behind like those windows there. And it would still work. So yeah, clipping my... They were like, yeah, something like that. The first time that obviously happened was, just when I discovered green screening, but that was, that the very start of doing gacha. But yeah, it's happened a few times, essentially.
Great, more testosterone.
Jeez, what's this guy's problem?
I
More...
am not a guy.
I am also not very angry. That's but the other thing. If your voice actor gives you that kind of delivery, and they don't make the character that much more expressive unless you want to redirect the voice actor accordingly. Also interesting that, the girl talked about testosterone, immediately saying more testosterone, implying that she herself has a lot of it, so, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can tell now.
I can tell now! I can tell, what, after she told him? That's it. That's all it took. It's like that chapter in like the Goblet of Fire where Ron was just like, Hermione, you're a girl, just out of the blue.
Well, technically it was because he knows her chest area. That's
I was looking at chat at the time. I missed that shot.
They zoom in on her chest.
Oh, I was just talking about the cooler shop effect, and I missed an example of its application. That was terrible on me. That was I dropped the ball there. I apologize. I mentioned an old classic cinematic technique, and then the second time it's applied, I miss it. So thank you, Kid, for catching that.
Yeah, it's
right.
I hate when people do that. Like, here's the thing. Like, yes, I watch anime. Anime has that sort of kind of thing that's happened, but that doesn't mean I like it.
Clearly, that's an inspiration for this.
Yeah, so it's just
aside. That with the tsundere, like this reaction, like a lot. This is clearly very anime inspired, which might also explain why it reminds people so much of Midori stories, because Midori stories also used a lot of anime tropes and editing techniques in general in this. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I just hate it. Like, here's the thing, like I still like anime to this day or whatever, regardless what happened. But so it's like this is one of those things where I'm like, do we really have to put this in here? Okay, sure, whatever. Like sometimes it can be funny if done right, and other times it's just like, you have to do this for fan service, huh?
Yeah, all the time they try to make a joke out of it, but the joke is usually just the same thing. And once it's the same joke, then it no longer works, and then that's so it defeats the purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That tracks. Not that I would justify that reaction. Don't do that, but I can understand why. Also, I kind of thought that she was going that direction because of the classic slight brow thing, but also the smile. The smile and fade thing, I guess, is also an anime trope, because I've seen that in a lot of gachas where someone will just do a face shadow, usually more pronounced than this one, and a smile in order to symbolize someone being mad, and that's usually for when you're someone's losing their temper, being psychotically mad, and it's usually it's often used in context of just general normal anger, and it's doesn't quite go there. For this situation, I would have definitely said normal anger rather than psychotic anger, That's what I would have thought. And yes, boo, no murder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that it was, it was extremely painful or anything. Again, tsunderes are often violent, but one of the things that I don't like about tsunderes is that, they get away with beating up the protagonist constantly with no repercussions. So I'm even if I see it, I'm not going to say that. It's like with Caitlyn, for example. No, the part that I liked about Caitlyn was not how many times she smacked Travis in general, but just how much she played off of him, basically. I mean, it's a good way that she was actually standing up for herself, but she could have definitely found a less harmful way to do so. But again, that's something that she learned over time, because she did canonically have anger issues. So that happens. In the case of Mina, from what I've seen from the comments about episode 4, that's also the case. So you never know. So yeah, so basically, I'm saying I understand what happened, not condoning the example of it, but I can see why it happened in story. So don't try this at home, kids. Is my general point of this.
Everyone just wants to slap me today.
That one was kind of warranted.
Oh, I guess Robin's here as well. Preparation mumbling. Right. If the preparation is going to... Yeah. It's going to be important to the story. I feel like there should have been, like, have something there.
Hello.
Sorry, I did not mean to make that noise.
Okay.
I just did not expect the voice, that's all. Like, I'm not allowed
No,
to
it's
be
a
a
bit-
voice actress.
I was, but for me, it was more so like the prep, like the psyching herself up, and then it's like, that's the only thing. Actually, that was a trend, back in the day in Gacha, where, I think it was also 2023, or maybe 2022, actually. It was called the high trend, which was essentially just, it was a lot of people's excuse for a voice reveal, because it was just like the character would be like standing perfectly still, and then like certain songs play, but the love so far, and then like someone goes hi, and then like then the chorus like kicks in or whatever, and that's it. Usually they're like 9 seconds long or something like that. I literally just made a video at one point doing the exact same thing, added a panning shot because I was already bored, and then just went like hi. Confused, and then it's like, yes, you did it. I had I had a whole story, like I was on like a set, like, I was on a green screen and someone was like filming it and like directing me and being like, okay, just say hi, that's it. Mine had a whole story, but everyone else's was just more of a case of, because generally speaking, Gacha tubers do not like to reveal their own voices. Even the ones who direct their voice acted series, they don't end up voicing the main characters usually, or any characters for that matter. So I guess it was more of a case of like, this is like a dare for most people. But because I already revealed my voice like 5 years before I even started making Gacha videos, that didn't make a difference for me. Yeah. Once we do the whole girls dorm with guys thing, the girls have why is there's 4 people in a dorm? How big is this dorm? Well, I will also say that in university, that's also, again, a very common setup, because, everyone's adults, they can get over themselves, they don't want to be in that particular dorm, they can... Oftentimes you can specify if you want a mixed gender setup or not, and I guess in this case they clearly didn't. So that's on them, really. Or okay, never mind, they're just visiting. Okay, well, even if it had been for a dorm, it still would have made sense.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people who have like setups where they'll be like in one particular, like student house or something. Each of them will like have like their actual rooms or something. The house is usually like very small, and it's just a general.
Yeah.
Accepted living situation where it's just like, yeah, and it doesn't matter, like, and gender is irrelevant in that case because everyone's supposedly mature enough to handle it.
Yeah, because
yeah,
like in
not a problem usually.
Was it Monster University, the prequel to Monster Inc? When they were technically going to university, they kind of live at a house.
That is what it's called, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember because it's been a while since I saw that movie. It's like oh yeah, didn't they live in a house when they were going to university when they did it? So yeah, they were just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially the same thing. Yeah, and again, since I went to university in the UK, same idea.
Yeah.
Were you the one watching us in the hallways?
I don't recall, but my name
I was also the one who was in the class when the panning shot like came towards you, so
is Robin. I certainly hope that we can get along.
Sure, shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, I normally complain when voice actors sound like they're reading from a script, but again, here it bizarrely works because of the character psyching herself up to actually say anything. So there you go. It was Monster High. Monster High, to my knowledge, did not have mixed gender dorms. Not that I've seen that many episodes, but the ones that I have seen have only
No, they did not. Okay, what's crazy? It's like, because technically, they said like, welcome to Monster High, a place where all monsters can like mingle and chat and have education and everything like that, right? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
So let's say if they're all from all over the world or anything like that. This is the only lore I'm trying to understand here. Where are the dorms? Because if this is a high school where technically all monsters from around the world could go and come to, do they not have like places for them to like stay at or whatever?
Well, yes, yes, they do, right? Because again, from the episodes that I've seen, a lot of. Well, okay. Well, there's like a Monster High show that is all that like shows that idea that basically, Claudine, Draculaura, and Frankie all have a dorm together.
Okay, maybe I missed that episode.
And a lot of scenes take place, in those from the episodes that I've watched, and they're also. I know this is going to be a controversial thing, but there's also the 2 movies on Netflix. They also show dorms, I believe. So yeah, it's a thing.
Wait, are you watching the original like Monster High stuff, or is it like because there's like
no, not the original Monster High stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like there's like that. Like I don't know which generation it actually is. I just know I know that this is a CGI. Well, I assume it's one of them, like the more recent ones as a result of that.
Is the show 2D?
But in that one, they actually have dorms. The show is 3D.
You're probably watching either generation.
In that one, they have dorms.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Then my question is: Draculaura's father the teacher of Monster High in the show?
Not in the one I saw.
Okay, then you're watching Generation 3. Ah!
You can thank random Spanish television for that one. But yeah, because one of the situations was like, oh yeah, while I'm back in Spain, I'm gonna check out what Disney Channel is airing these years before they nuked it, before they took it away. Look how they massacred my boy. For those that don't know, Disney Channel was taken off the air in Spain in earlier this year, actually, and I'm still seething about that, even though it was in January. Whatever.
Yeah, no. Just so you know, I despise the new generation of Monster High. I am sorry. Like, I tried to get into it when I first heard about like the first live action movie. I hated it. Tried to watch the show. Hate it even more. Like, they butcher up the character so bad to the point where I'm just like, what are you trying to do? What did you do to Draculaura, Laguna Blue? Like, Laguna Blue! Why is she pink?
So yeah, look at the Massacre of My Boy in this case as well.
Seriously! I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, here's the I get it. It's for the new generation. I am fine with that. Like, I'm fine with for the new generation and everything like that. But, like, here's the thing. Claudine is already, like, a werewolf, right? She's half human, half wolf. But in the live-action movie, oh, no, she's half human, half werewolf. So you're telling me she's a quarter werewolf?
They do that. They do that in the... Yeah. At least the Gen 3 show, they do keep the half human, half wolf, to my knowledge. Although I never actually saw any episodes that are dedicated to like actually the unveiling any more of the mother lore. So maybe I might be wrong about that. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I'm not as outraged by that because that's the only version that I've seen, because that was the only version that was on air. So you never know.
You right now, generation.
I will check out. I will check out the other ones and compare.
Please, because Generation 1 showed like the 2D one was really good, and then
I'll also keep an eye out for dorms as well, because yeah.
Please, and then like the movies, like the 3D movies they made before they decided to do a new Generation Monster High, they were pretty good as well. Generation 2, I was okay with it because they didn't necessarily try to change anything about the characters, and more so like the story and the concept, if that makes sense. So I was okay with that. But Generation 3, it's so I try to welcome it, like, because I'm like, yes, people
is this like how people hate? Is how people hate Malapony Gen 5?
Yes, it's like what happened with Generation 5 Malapony, because I also despise that too. The movie was decent, but then they butcher it with the TV show. Like, how are you messing this up?
It seems like maybe like the same hands may or may not have been involved in that process, considering the origins of the two franchises.
And it doesn't makes sense.
Although that is just a theory on my part.
Like they were trying to connect everything from Generation 5 with Generation 4, and I'm like, you're screwing up the freaking lore. This does not make any sense. What are you trying to do? Ah!
I mean, to be honest, again, as someone who's only seen a couple of Gen 1 editions so far of MLP, the lore is tenuous at best in my experience, so I might not be so outraged when I get there. You never know.
Listen. Generation 1 of Little Pony is unique in the sense of, like, you just don't understand how they manage everything. Because here's the thing, Little Pony was sort of outside toy line, and then they come out like these movies or whatever, you're just like, what is happening here? Where is the consistency? Where is the lore? I don't know much about Generation 2 because it was like a forgotten thing. Generation 3 was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Generation 4, amazing. And then Generation 5 is like, okay, the movie was not too bad, but then when you get to the show and like trying to read the comics and everything like that, you're trying to connect everything.
I think you might be pulling an Aiden now and going into like details about like stuff I'm gonna see in the future. I might have to stop you there as a result, but yeah.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Generation 1 is different and unique. You like it or hate it. Generation 2, forgotten. Generation 3, pretty decent. Generation, because I grew up on Generation 3 and then Generation 4 as well. So I love Generation 4. But Generation 5,
as evidenced by your videos.
Yeah.
I personally like the newest Monster High, the reboot. Well, at the moment, so do I. It's not my favorite, but it's fairly decent. I might think differently once I check out the other ones, but we'll see.
Yeah, those are them fighting words, GK. Those are them fighting words. I will debate you on your walk.
Oh, you should have heard you should have heard what Ghosty said. You should have heard what Ghosty said a couple of reviews ago that she didn't like. Well, it was this yesterday's review actually. It wasn't a couple of reviews ago. It was yesterday where she like declared out of nowhere she didn't like mermaid media. It's like, well, okay, all right.
Oh yeah. She said that Mermaid Tales was mediocre, right? And she said like, was it like season 5 My Street?
Well, yeah, but just. Well, yes, that I can understand, but when she extended it to mermaid media in general, that's where I was like, that's what I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. I've made my position on mermaid media very clear over the years.
Just kidding. Fight me, KW. This is gonna be like How to Be Hero X. You ain't winning this. Oh, I will win this. I will show you why Generation 1 is the best and why people love it. You ready? Hold on. Quack, quack.
I can show you that as well because it's very entertaining. I'll tell you why Generation 1 is the best so far for me, at least, because everyone seemed to be having a blast making it, and there was both a lot of care and no care at the same time in the most like magical way. That's why. Oh wait, no, you're talking about Monster High, not My Little Pony. Sorry, I missed that. I messed up that.
No, it's
Monster High, don't know. What? Monster High, I've only heard the song because I looked it up as to make a joke about Freak Show, the Minecraft series. Because their videos are all called something at Monster High, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought, why not just make that a whole thing?
Hate the Freak Show or something like that. Like when you guys were reacting to it, I can't remember because I only saw like the first stream of it, like the first like 5 to 10 minutes of it, or no, like the middle of it, and then I had to go do something.
Well, yeah, because a lot of monster lore was kind of like was kind of I guess. Not really elaborated on. Basically, it wasn't like the Monster High connection necessarily. That was just marketing mostly. Yeah, it was like the actual monster lore because and also about the names of the characters, which to be quite frank, that Monster High is also guilty of in this case. It's not like Seraphim is any more subtle than Laguna Blue. Let's say, like if we're really going that direction.
Now, hang on, Jika. Okay, now, Jika, I need to ask you a question here then, since you say you never said the other Monster High gens were bad. Which gens do you prefer? Because if you prefer the new gen, that's when we need to fight. That's when we need to fight. If you say the new gen is better than any other. Because I'm going to tell you right now, on Gen 1 Monster High. I didn't
Plot
know
twist is
it
Gen 2.
existed. If it's Gen 2, then I'm okay with that. I just like Gen 1 more. I did say Gen 2 was
I have no
decent.
opinions.
I said Gen 2 was pretty decent, okay. So if she likes Gen 2 more, then go ahead. But if you say Gen 3, oh, them fighting words. Those are them fighting words. Get ready, get ready. Anyways, what were we doing again? Oh yeah, Gacha review. Yeah,
Okay.
so let's.
No,
Yeah.
all right. I know. Do you want to hear the Fright song parody that I came up with for the intro of Freak Show? I feel like that will calm you down a bit if you hear that.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. Okay. Do 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 do. It's a modern Minecraft hallway. Everybody seems to have issues. Not because they all have pun names. It's because they're so ill-tempered too. Some are nosy yet nice, others will not think twice before they maul us. They will maul us. High school feels like a jail. Try to leave, you will fail. You can't avoid us. You're trapped within this school. Monster, monster high, monster high, monster, monster high. Chances are you'll die, monster high. The principal's a spy. Monster high, monster high, monster, monster high. Puns will make you cry, monster high. And Ghosty's brain will fry. There we go. And that's what I did for the second episode.
Please do a full
I don't think
parody
Ghosty was
on
there for that, unfortunately.
Please do a full parody on that. I will stream it. Listen to it 24/7. I don't care. I need it. That was too good. I need it.
I didn't even get to talk about any of the characters, so yeah, maybe I will do that at some point. Anyway, let's finish this video because the chat's been going on about this the creepy doll in the corner here. So let's see what that's all about.
Let's go to sleep, man.
Oh, and they are dorming together, I guess. Well, Robin is anyway, and Matty. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to close my eyes that easily either if I had a black eye.
David,
By the way, Robin is sleeping with her glasses on. I would definitely suggest not doing that. Also, it's just not abruptly cutting out the music like that. Fade it down at the very least.
Maddie, wake up!
Huh?
What is it now?
I had this weird dream. I was dressed up in this burger costume, and you had this big triangle head, and you were wearing this KKK mask with a big dick on it.
What?
Okay. And that's the reference thing. Okay, so I guess that's a callback to another show. I see. I'm now weary of that other show, but alright, sure. Oh, wait, okay, so saying MRE is gone. But like, what are you reacting to? The cringe hadn't happened yet. But now it has, yes. HeoBB is a great username, by the way. Mina's getting a long goodbye, I will say. She's like, bye. Cut the screen off me. Cut away from me. Thank you. I'm too cool to wave. I refuse, on principle. I'm pretty sure that other show's not even Gacha, so don't worry about it. It won't appear on Gacha Review for sure. Anyone want to check that out? Feel free, I suppose, if you at your own risk.
Episode. Oh wait, we need to do our thing. Yeah. Before going into episode 2, right?
I mean, we could do it either way. Yeah, let's do pros and cons now, I suppose, with this first one. So, and what a first one that actually is. I can definitely see that, you know, I definitely recognize a lot of the issues that a first video would have, especially if it's somebody trying to, you know, push the medium to its limit right off the get-go. That's going to happen to a certain degree. Like the whole keyframes thing I mentioned at the beginning with like the snapping back and forth. I suppose the general aversion to keyframes afterwards, when the other animated poses actually came in, the preset designs, all of those things are, you know, first video, first show stuff in general. So it's like, yeah. As far as the story actually goes, we don't. I mean, we got like the backstory of the loss of their parents, but I don't know. I feel like I probably have like some sort of like, you know, like big like either blow up between the two brothers or some like level of where they understand each other, especially if they're not going to be the central focus of the next episode. Maybe a little bit more without like some sort of consensus they have, or you know why they, or you know, or I guess like a bit, not even more like why they have their motivations. We have that quite clear. So you did actually cover the different ways of grieving and stepping up, especially with Devon being the narrator. Normally not usually in favor of narrators. With Devon, he was at least like poetic enough to pull it off to a certain degree. So yeah, narration is one of the things that they can work when it's done correctly, and here it was done very decently. The anime tropes are a person's to a person's taste. So that will, you know, that will depend to a certain degree. Mina's not the worst tsundere in the world, but you know, definitely definitely ranks up there in terms of the trope in general. The thing with a lot of the like media tropes of like all the deres particularly is if you stick too close to their archetypes, you end up boxing yourself in. When it comes to continuing them, that's why you know, like, that's why, like, going back to My Streets, Caitlyn was obviously meant to be a tsundere. Kawaii-chan was meant to be more of like an obvious yandere. She just wasn't a yandere for someone for herself. She was a yandere for you know, a different couple in general. Aside from the Reese thing, because but that was more, that almost seemed like an accidental thing and also a panic rather than like a very deliberate and calculated thing that most yanderes are actually known for. So I think, but you know, Aphmau knows right away that was not going to, you know, work for the character, so then pulled away from that more quickly than Caitlyn did, who was much more of a casual conversion over time. And in both situations, it ended up benefiting the character. So yeah.
Obviously, not to Tobias. It's like, yeah, you could tell it's like first time doing something. Just it's you know, it's just kind of like what you're supposed to do, you know.
Voice acting could use a bit more. Yeah, voice acting could use a bit more redirection for certain actors, but you know, quite a few of them, like Damien and Devon particularly, seem to, you know, pull off what they needed to. And Robin, sorry, yeah, but some of the others like had to replace their voices, like Mina, for example, could have done with a bit more guidance. That might have helped have it be like a bit more or less meh if the characters actually, you know. Because that's also a big thing with, like, you know, voice acted stuff, you know, especially when, you know, people's different microphones and such, you know, all those other things. You want to cover up that as much as possible. And the sound effects are way too loud. That too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And yeah, some of those were funny, but some of them were not, especially the whole thing where he didn't realize she was a girl until, you know, the zoom in. I hate that.
I'm glad I missed it.
Same, actually.
What do you mean same? You pointed it out to me. You didn't miss it.
Well, no, I saying I feel the same that you missed it. Like saying, oh my god, you missed it because like.
Oh, okay. You're glad that I missed it. Okay, sure. All right then.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as Bond says, I thought the voice was decent, slapstick humor landed, some of the jokes were funny. Coincidence, I didn't like the shot changing every frame, music was out of place in appropriate times. Yeah, the shot changing every frame a lot of the time is usually down to someone like using a snipping tool of some kind rather than a screenshot and then change the shots in post. That's also another good idea. Media separation direction, did what I said before. Sound effects were, yeah, a lot of that. And, oh, hold on, yeah. Just were kind of, oh, well, sorry, I'm trying to scroll it down. Jeez. There we go. Little jokes were kind of appropriate. That might just be a preference thing. I think it might be because also, I mean, as far as gacha videos go, because of Looney specifying that centering a bunch of stuff in gacha life, particularly because of how the community took it out of the direction, because it's supposed to be an app that's suitable for kids. I will say that after that, since that point, the community has definitely gotten way better at doing at doing like horror themed stuff, and actually addressing proper themes that that would be much more difficult to tackle. Not to mention as well that Love Struck also was definitely aimed at more mature than Gacha was intended for. So I guess it depends. Inappropriate for who is the real question. When it comes to that.
I don't mind sometimes with jokes being appropriate. It's just like the way they do it. It's just kind of like, are you doing this just so you can make it say like, hey, yeah, this isn't appropriate, not made for kids. Like you're just doing that, or you want it to be mature. Like that's the question here, because like depending on the answer of those of that the question, it makes me wonder like things. Just wondering why you did it the way you did it. That's really all.
Yeah. As for the quiet lines, while the VA said this themselves, they made sure to increase the volume of each line to 1,000. Yeah. Well, when I say the voice acting was quiet, I don't mean that it was, like unintelligible. I mean that the actors themselves were too quiet for certain scenes. Like Mina, particularly, going back to the to the I am a girl scene. That was that felt like it was. Well, the character seemed to be emoting a lot more than the actor was, which is also an issue when it comes to like designing the characters, assuming that you had the audio recording first and then make the gachas afterwards. Then usually it's good to like at least like check that or be prepared to go back and alter if needed. That's one thing that you can do if you're using camera angles. That's you can cover up that kind of thing if it gets too egregious at any time. I don't think I've ever done that myself, but I've come close a couple of times. Yeah. Well, yes, that did probably be controversial, and also the slap afterwards, but that's always going to be the thing. So yeah.
This show
to some degree, media should be divisive. So yeah.
It'll be like a TV for day, but okay, that doesn't answer my question. My question is, did you just want to be mature and not be mature or anything, or as of like, oh, you want to do something that's not kid friendly, or do you just did it just because you don't want kids to see it? That's what I meant.
What? How does that? Okay, well. So I'll say this: if you don't want like kids to see certain media, label it as like your particular rating, or that, by which I mean like like YouTube does offer age restriction for that reason for certain videos. if that was the case, if it was just the case of like an actual, recommended like age rating or something, then yeah, that's also, people have done that in gacha quite a lot, like the you can see like 13 plus in a bunch of different gacha titles. Then again, those videos sometimes use that to attract more people who want to feel like they are 13 plus and actually are not. So it kind of backfires in gacha specifically, but in general, the idea of like, having that rating, not only to cover your own bases, but it's also because the show is usually written with that in mind in the first place, and I think that's clearly the case here.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious because like sometimes when people just do it just to make sure like kids will watch it, they put in jokes there or things that are inappropriate and mature enough for no reason and stuff like that. They just do it because like, oh yeah, this has to be mature no matter what. Whereas if you just want to do mature content, you try to make sure it's like not necessarily, it's just because you want that. It's more for like you just want to try to do like a different story or comes in an idea, if that makes sense.
Oh, so I guess the real question is, did you decide the rating of the show before or after writing it?
Yeah, basically.
All right. Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. We'll wait for that answer, I suppose. In the meantime, yeah. Well, saying, Love Struck is best. Yeah, you can say that, but again, if one of them is okay, then sure the other one must also be, right? That's what I mean. If they end up, if the net mechanics are the same, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. While we wait for the answer of when the rating was decided, let's go ahead and check out episode 2.
I've gotten to know them. Damien, the
So it seems we're going into ASMR now. Good to know.
clumsy one. Devin, the boring one. Maddie, the optimistic one. Mina, the hot-headed one. And my owner, Robin.
Why is this suddenly
Your first
became
question, right?
horror? It feels like
Because
horror.
it's Amari. Remember the doll that disappeared that the chat was freaking out about before? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because now it's saying,
okay.
Robin, my owner. Yeah, so we're getting the narration from the ASMR doll, apparently.
Now it's likely, how do I have the ability to talk? How do I have the ability to move? And also, how has nobody discovered this yet? Your answer? I'm not exactly sure myself. Many of my memories are simply scraps, bits and pieces, but one memory of my past that I've been able to retain was the day Robin found me. Clear desperation. Many children would look past and on.
Oh, we've got a little bit of a static filter and some rain as well. Very nice. Yeah, I think I played around with like rain or anything or like effects until like a long time into my gacha career actually. So yeah, you're again pushing the medium to its limits.
Looking doll abandoned on the sidewalk. Not her. Years later, and I still haven't been replaced. It would seem as if she's formed a bond with me. The attachment is quite confusing.
Yeah.
But it isn't one-sided. I am unable to feel emotion as anyone else would, but if anything were to...
Okay. Here's another thing, by the way. In the gacha community, that used to be like a trope, by the way, the emotionless main character particularly usually. And a lot of the time it just ended up being the case that it was framed as an exclusively sad thing, and out of context, yes, it is, but because normally it was the character telling us about that and how they want to feel other emotions. That by itself is an emotion, so it kind of defeated the whole purpose of the video. So that trope was one of the ones that I'm glad has not been carried over nearly as much into the modern day. That being said, here it does seem from the delivery that it's just a case of this is all being analyzed from a purely clinical and logical angle, which makes sense for the character in this case, rather than being like, oh yeah, I should have stolen. How tragic is that? It would be, but I can't process tragedy. So yeah, all right then. Apparently, she just escaped her abusive stepfather's house. Okay. Is that going to be conveyed visually at this point, rather than you just telling us that?
happened to Robin. Should anyone touch her, I'll show them an entire...
It does give new meaning to the line "we're safe together," that she wants like some form of safety. However, yeah, you probably want to. Yes, I know it sounds like Klamai. I get it.
I was just like, dang it! It's like, why? Because my hair girl has an abusive parent. It sounds
We've gone
familiar,
from
doesn't
comparing it to
it?
my show to comparing it to your show. Yeah, now it's your show we're comparing it to rather than mine. Oh well. Any tsunderes in Klamai that I've forgotten about? I don't think there were, but
I mean,
I know a bit actually, to be honest.
kind of, but she just doesn't like. Well, she doesn't really fight anyone. Last time I checked.
But is she? Yeah, but is she like outwardly moody to people who are trying to be nice to her and or deny, her like enjoyment of things that she considers beneath her? That's the thing.
No, I don't think so. Like when she meets with people or whatever, she will get a little bit annoyed, just being like, "Who are you?" But then like sauce them up. Like for example, like with Pierre, she's just like, "Why are you bullying me? Why? What? I'm fine. Just stop bullying me, you psycho!"
Yeah. In all fairness, Piers was very creepy out of context. Yeah.
Definition of eternal suffering.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, hold a second. So Okay, so not only have we got like another VA from the series here, we've also got Mina Sasumari, so the literal narrator we're listening to right now. So this is your ASMR delivery that we're hearing right now. Good to know. Now I have learned how to sweep. It's my favorite activity. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree.
Cleaning this dump.
Hey man, if you ask me,
I
you got a
would
pretty
try
light
to
sentence for a
continue
technical
that, but I
assault.
forgot the lyrics.
A sweep is as lucky as lucky can be, or
How'd you
happy
get
as happy
off
can be,
this
while the
easy
two.
anyways?
What can I say? I'm a damn good liar.
I'm telling
So good that I also continue to be
What?
punished here.
you, look at him. That is the face of pure evil.
Oh, and of course, because the black eye thing, eye patch, yep. I'm
You
not
really
gonna
don't
say
like
anything.
eye
I'm not gonna say anything. First series, you're not familiar with the community. Yeah, you know, different. You know, you won't. Where's the trope? I'll leave it there. Okay.
Look at my eye, man. Come on.
Oh, and he takes it off. And he puts it back on. Okay, actually, I will say one thing about the eye patch and the black eye specifically. This is something that people don't realize at first. The way that gacha characters turn around, but what's essentially happening is that just like each side is just inversing itself. You know, from an image perspective, it's not like because it's on a 3/4 angle. It'd be more effort to shrink down one side with all of its different like attributes and grow the other one. As much as just flip the image, basically. But that means that if a character ends up getting injured on like one side of their face and turning around, if that's not corrected in post, the injury or accessory or whatever will just go to the other side of their face. That's another reason why I don't often use hair accessories for characters. It's the similar reason, but with like black eyes and eye patches and stuff particularly, it's much more obvious.
It was simply a misunderstanding that led to a collision of heads in action. Though I was not the aggressor. And what about you?
Well, what can I say? I'm just a local troublemaker doing his job. Seems like the officials don't gel with my craft.
Wouldn't it be a KW kidder without my hair?
Hold on.
Oh wait, what? What?
Oh yeah. No, because you talk about like how like you know, Robin looks like Fiona or Anna from Clamide could be related because the white hair wouldn't be a KW character with white hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey, look, at least Hera's roots were growing out. At least Hera's roots were growing out. Okay, that's something.
Yes, thank you. And also, technically, I showed both my new character design for my D&D campaign because she's getting a new design, and they're like, "Hey, look at that! No white hair. Good job, K. Dahlia." I was like, "See, I can do other different color hairs. It's just sometimes I use white for reasons."
Oh my goodness. Yep. Not professional rage, but yeah.
Oh, now what are you gonna say? That Gregory is a robot too? Is that what you're gonna do right now?
I don't know. We might start ashing you. That usually gets you a lot more than Gregory.
Don't you dare!
See, it's already working. I haven't done anything.
Ice cream from kids, you damn sociopath.
Allegedly.
What the? Wow, my ears.
Yeah, there seems to be a common. Yeah, there's definitely a common theme of people getting too close to their microphones, whether it's for the ASMR delivery or for the jokes that are like this, because loud equals funny, don't you know, people? Yeah.
Nope.
Any
No
problems in
problem
there?
at all, Teach.
Then hurry up! Why am I not a voiced character? Why do I not have a voice? Am I not good enough for you? How dare you? Also, why is the teacher concerned with how quickly they clean up this place?
Swear to God, when I see that kid.
Hey D, you plan on getting up anytime soon?
You kidding me? I feel like shit today.
Well, I will say.
Do you like how Devin had to put on his mask halfway through conversing with him?
You definitely chilled out after getting your ass beat a couple days ago.
I didn't get my anything kicked, okay?
A couple. Oh, okay. So it's been a couple days since first episode. Got it.
Sure. Anyways, it's time for the weekend. Figure we should head out and check the city.
Oh, anyways, we've got the Aiden comparison now as well.
I guess that's for the best.
Where'd you actually get that eye patch, by the way?
Well, since the infirmary basically gave me a bed and told me to get the fuck out, Robin decided.
I think Nurse Luck is actually just the name of a preset. Like, even without like no changes, I think that literally is a preset. So again, similar issue. In the old community, you would have been chewed out and spat out immediately. Just so you know.
They're like swearing
Make
every
this for me.
sentence.
I see.
Jeez.
Got a thing for the quad.
But yeah,
Sorry.
I can definitely see how like these two would be characterized that way, especially if they're brothers. I'll definitely say this. My brother swears a lot more in my presence than he does around a lot of other people in his life. So from a familiarity perspective, I get it. Obviously, not ideal for the rating of this channel, but I can't control what's in the videos, so I wasn't gonna say anything.
My issue is just like I don't mind the swearing either. It's just more of a like if you put it almost like in every single sentence, it just kind of takes it out for me. It does not make me hype about like something.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why
no, it's all about moderation. That's the thing. Like if it loses a swear word loses its power if it's applied to that degree. Although then again, that might also just be the point of like is that if it's so common for them, it has no like potency to it, and that's partly why.
Yeah,
maybe
that's why when I went to double check with my like first two parts of the Signing In project, I tried to say because like I said, like warning, there's going to be some swear words because it's like more of a darker story. But I try to make sure that like the swear words are there for a reason, and they're not like swearing like in every sentence, unless like when we got very angry at someone, so they kind of are swearing a bit because they're just ticked off or something like that. But other than that, I try to make sure it's not so much of it. Like you just hear it every now and then in certain parts, depending on what's happening. And so I think that's kind of like one of the main reasons why I don't like Hospital Hotel and everyone because they swear so much. I'm like, okay, we get it. You're demons. Stop swearing so much.
Has-Been Hotel does have that inbuilt excuse, but you also know that part of the like agenda behind that is because they're making sure that people know in all possible ways that they physically can that this is an animated show that is for adults. That's the point. Which partly I can understand because the adage of animation being just for kids dates back like at least like 80 years at this point for various historical reasons. So I get someone like actively trying to like essentially Vivzy Pop in a strange way feels like the modern day Ralph Bakshi, if only in attitude and approach, not in execution, but in attitude and approach. If people don't know who Ralph Bakshi was, or is he still alive? I don't know. Person who in the 70s, the writer director behind films like Fritz the Cat, Lord of the Rings, Cool World, a lot of stuff of that nature. American Pop is one of his most famous, specifically because he wanted to make it clear that animation was that it could be exclusively made for adults in theory, and that was not as common a concept. Then, as KW said, anime came around and kind of like changed like the mindset on that for certain people. But to a certain degree, especially like when it comes to like wide circles like the Academy, for example, that's still the attitude that they have, regardless of how many films can try to push the line. So I get someone having that agenda, but the thing is, if you only make something with that intention, it's the same reason that a lot of like adult animated shows fail for a lot of people because they're trying so desperately to be mature that it ends up coming across as childish. That's not what's happening here, I don't think.
Right.
In this one, it does feel casual and conversational, but I get why in someone like Has-Been Hotel, where everything is taken up to the extreme, deliberately so, it ends up going the opposite direction. So, essentially, this is actually a good example of someone to go to. If you want to have characters like constantly swearing, this is the way to pull it off.
Yeah, like I can tolerate it, but it's just I got so used to like was like shows like Husband Hotel and Hell of a Boss, you know, they constantly swear to like seem to make a point that it's not for kids or whatever, when like we can see that like we can see it clearly that it's not made for kids. So like I don't see the point of that, you know, that sort of thing. And so like I think I can tell it right here and whatnot, because like I'm separating the stuff and everything like that. I'm just so used to like I need to desanitize from it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Shut it. She was just being nice. In fact, I think we should take her with us.
Alright, guess we should probably find Maddie too.
Oh,
But
wait,
not
no, it's
Nina.
back.
That girl scares me.
That's not surprising. You used to have night.
She appears in lamps. She's manifesting a different power.
Mickey Mouse.
And also that thing.
Sorry for
Yeah,
the strange noise.
yeah.
Sorry for the strange noise. That's just what the. No, I'm not gonna question it anymore. Can we just continue, please?
Honestly, I'll tell you what, yeah, if that thing freaked you out, never look up Italian brain rot.
They never talk about that.
Eat my dust, jerk!
Okay, I'll say this, the sound effect volume is much better in this video. That door slam was, you know, it was loud, but on purpose, and it wasn't even as loud as before, and the footsteps in this one actually feel like, you know, genuinely, you know, properly paced and you know, volumed as well.
They also fixed the hood color.
Yeah, and the hoodie is fixed as well, yes. With a little bit of black as an accent color as well. So yeah, I guess in general, you know, that advice was followed. I would have thought.
What?
Okay, if only one person is clapping, don't have the sound effect of an entire audience doing so.
Yes.
Or actually, to be honest, this is one thing you can do. Just record your own Foley. You know, it's actually kind of like a fun thing to look back on. To if you ever like do like creator commentaries or whatever, to talk about like which sound effects were your own Foley and like what you did to actually like acquire the sound effects. Like in People Above, for example, I used the wand of Severus Snape and put a microphone towards the table and bashed it down so that I could get like the sound effect of the usher's staff in that episode when he was announcing people. Because another time I've done it really is I had to like crash onto my own bed so I get like the sound effect of someone shuffling over it. But yeah. Anyway.
Sorry about that, guys. Again?
What were you even running from, man? And how do you keep speeding around like that?
These thingies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he keeps bashing into the same people. Does he never look where he's going at all?
Right here? Made them myself. And for about a year they've been keeping me out of any trouble. These feathers aren't ever getting plucked.
We're heading out today. You wanna come?
No way.
Well,
That's...
No way could take one of my favorite D's.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. They're both they're both the name of the would be D in that case, yeah. Which also, please, by the way, PSA, don't threaten people to like, you know, hang out with you. That's not a good way to make genuine friends. I feel like Devin should have known that, but all right. If anything, now I'm thinking about it, Devin doesn't seem to be you know, connecting with people all in the same way as like Damien does, which makes sense. Again,
Right.
he's much more of a loner because of how much he had to step up, and you know, he doesn't have time to himself most of the time. So of course he'd be more isolated. But yeah, part of it, I guess, like, you know, his part of it might be because his approach is very off.
Ah, God.
Robin went ahead.
Yep, there's the I guess we'll have a shot of all of them. Oh, wait, that was to cover up the lack of keyframes, wasn't it? So it could seem like they were walking. All right, next time just apply a couple of footsteps, and that would have worked.
Head
Yeah.
out with us?
Where would we be
I like how they had to track down all their roommates when they could have just, like, woken up together.
going?
Just around the city a bit. Maybe the park or the cafe.
Yeah, it wasn't
or
big, you're right.
something.
I think I'd like that.
Well, that's the three of us. Anyone we're missing?
Yeah. My doll escaped, and I need to take it. I need to take I need to distract myself from that, from thinking about that. Oh yes, of course, absolutely. Wait, you say your doll escaped? Hmm.
Oh boy, who's gonna ask?
I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
go wait in the car.
Wait, what's happening? What is happening? What?
Why do I
They're
have
like
to do
walking back to me.
Let me think.
Okay, I just stop looking away because every time I do, apparently something happens. Yeah. Wait, let's go
What?
back.
Why do I have to do it?
Let me think.
I think
This
you
gentleman
can't.
Oh, okay.
And he also stared directly at her boobs for confirmation.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. So we're saying that the misgendering was on purpose? I thought that was an accident because they said like I can tell now, as if you couldn't tell before. That wasn't on purpose, Devon. Unless he was lying about that too. But why would it? Okay, I don't know.
Pretty sure that counts as sexual harassment in a couple places.
Well, when you say it
Yeah, well, the slap to the face also counts as actual, as you know, as violence. So you know, they're both terrible, is what I'm saying.
like that, it does sound pretty bad. Fine, I'll do it, but you owe me soda.
No.
Okay, okay. You know, sorry, I had a core memory unlocked. Everyone, you know how in the Phineas and Ferb movie, the first one, they they have the joke of the Doofenshmirtzes saying same things at the same time and being like, Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason in the Spanish dub they swapped soda out for ice cream. I to this day no idea why they did that because helado and refresco have the same amount of syllables. I don't know why they bothered.
Listen, I know we haven't seen eye to eye, but come on, at least.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably not really mention the eyes in terms of to go to talk to Mina.
Just let me explain.
What?
Just wanted to apologize.
Okay, so that's more of like the shaded thing. This actually does convey, use like general like sadness if you don't have like the anger, and the eyebrows. So I'm glad this is not like smiling now to suggest again the same thing as before.
Just for what I did. Are you sick?
No.
I'm
lovesick actually,
not really good.
and
at
I
this
shouldn't be.
apologizing
I have orc fever.
thing yet, but I really hope I didn't.
For context for the new people, orc fever is what we called it when KW's D&D character blushed because she wasn't aware of the concept of it. Basically, that was yeah.
Yeah, no, I
So we
know
mentioned
how it
orc fever.
happened.
Just going back to that.
Oh yeah, because when she was blushing and you're like, oh hey, are you okay? And, like your face is like turning right over. She's like, oh no, I must have orc fever. And you're like, you know what blushing is, right? No, I know there's blushing as orc fever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh,
Yeah. Well,
why?
it's amazing how honestly the current campaign is just entirely built on bits like that. But yeah, Quest Rising Sun was definitely much more of a scarce thing. Unfortunately, so would have loved if more of that energy manifested into the world. But there you go.
Offend you. I'm just kind of a dumbass, I've been trying to get a little better.
Apology accepted.
I love the music here, just being just like take itself as seriously as possible, and then suddenly this happens.
Did you want to come with us to the park?
Okay, I don't know why I went on to the deformed version of that. That was gonna like celebrate and like squash and stretch or something, but no. Okay, never mind.
I'll think about it.
Well, I say that's a win.
Well, I wouldn't, because you didn't say what time and which park. So if she thinks about it and says yes, and you don't even have her contacts or anything, so how are you going to get a hold of her to even, like, go over certain details? You're going to park today, right? This is not a win at all. That was an interesting fade, by the way, of, like, having the outlines, specifically. That was alright.
When I said wait for me, I didn't expect them to just get in.
Consistency. Oh, and, okay, time for an escalation, possibly.
Outline black.
Honestly, they look more suspicious. Yes, they'll outline black. Recommendation: don't use outline black for outfits, because it looks like they're just like, you know, there's textures missing. Use the one that's above that, and then use outline black for the actual outlines. Like with the eye patch, actually, exactly like the eye patch, and his hair. Anyway, those look more suspicious dressed like that than they would if they just like walked in normally.
What is that? I'm coming.
No,
Oh, it's been fixed. Okay.
No, the voice breaker. Like, no, do not do that.
What was that? I don't understand a single thing.
No.
Hello there, I am Friend Aaron.
I hate that. I don't like that. I hate it. 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 I hate it.
I don't hate it, but I think it was a little bit too strong. An effect. The filter was turned up a little bit too much, so you couldn't actually like tell what the person was saying. It just sounded like that was, you know. Anyway, shall I remind everyone of the scene where Harry and Nathaniel were alone in a room and Nathaniel to explain what might look weird to the others is funnier than the orc fever scene.
Wait, what? Wait,
I guess, yeah. So,
like, it's been a while.
Okay, so yes, so that takes a lot of context. That's a lot of context, but this, yeah. So Kenobi's character Hera was at the time a bit depressed, a bit down the dumps, basically. You know, kind of akin to the edgy persona that she actually had, for various reasons. And basically, my character Nathaniel decided to go and try to cheer her up, because again, you know, I said before that I thought it'd be great, like, contrast to have like a tsundere character compared to like, you know, like the most like optimistic person. That's why I was like playing that up significantly, but also coming from like a place of heart, because I actually had a full song written. Nathaniel's a bard, by the way, so you know he sings songs. It's a thing he does. So I sang this song, and then immediately, apparently, like I guess I attracted a crowd, which means that, and then out of nowhere, like, you know, Hera just like pulled Nathaniel inside of the room. He's also a gnome, so he's very short. I should have pointed that out to avoid the crowd. But then after a bit of a heart to heart, I don't know if this is before or after she got blind drunk, but somewhere, you know, around that same time frame. Okay, it was after. So. Oh, it was before. Yeah, so she was trying to come up with like some sort of excuse, basically, for like everyone else. It's like, okay, what can we say? You know, what would a guy and a girl be alone doing in a room? And I just turned to her like, are you sure you want me to answer that question? That's what it sounded like, so.
I was trying so hard not to laugh when he said that. Because here's the thing, my brain didn't think about the way I said it, but at the same time, I was like, this is totally in character. So when Jacob...
It is! It absolutely is!
So when Jacob said that, I was like doing this the whole entire time, just like trying not to laugh and also talk at the same time. It was...
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I remember being...
It was also great because Nathaniel and Hera yeah, it was also great because Nathaniel and Hera are the two most innocent characters in the in the whole campaign.
Because she wasn't feeling well, because she
was and then like, you know, yeah. Yeah, well, and then a full season after that, they were they were scared they would have to share because they had to share a room together in an inn because apparently there were only four rooms or something.
I think my
just like,
favorite.
wait, what's the problem? Why are you so worried about that? Oh, wait, no, yeah, last time.
I still love it. My favorite scene with Hera and Nathaniel, where she was so drunk, where when the others came in or whatever, and trying to figure out if she's okay or whatever, and she basically just said, "I love Nathaniel's music" or whatever, and then I was like, "Okay, let's go. It's okay. It's time."
Which she previously denied because tsundere. Yeah. She previously denied that because tsundere, but yeah, I guess, like, you know, getting drunk is one way to have a person spill the beans on their true thoughts, I suppose. In fiction, don't do it in real life, again. You know, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess. And then very soon afterwards, that also kickstarted their romance arc. And we thought that was the start of the romance curse.
No,
until we realized it actually dated back several years before that.
Okay, Secrets of the Bricks!
Yeah. It's almost like every time that you make an edgy character, someone accidentally comes along and says, "Oh yeah, I can fix her," and then they actually do, without meaning to. Oh my goodness! I mean, essentially, like, your characters do end up being just like the ideal, like, you know, like the edgy love interest you see in a bunch of like young adult novels, particularly. And yeah, I guess it just works in reverse.
I think one of them was scared of Bard. That's running about the relationship. Yes.
Oh no, that was yeah. That was Hera because of like what happened with like the others of Hera's like family and species targeting Nathaniel, you know, for his life. She didn't like trust Hera throughout the entire time and was, you know, always you know, very cautious about like, you know, trusting her in general. So yeah, it was absolutely Bard that was scared. Nathaniel did not care.
Yeah, no, Hera was like...
He was like, yeah, but what's the problem? You're not like them.
She's like, yeah, well, I'm still dating a pale orc. I don't think she will like me because I am said pale orc. It technically almost killed you.
Yeah, well, it's not her place to decide, and also you can't stop being a pale orc. Come on, then, let's go.
We need to bring those two back desperately. I love them so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, like, more every time we reminisce on that series, the more I want to be like, oh yeah, there's been some sort of conclusion with that, because I mean, we narrowly avoided them like ending in tragedy. So, but it was still very early days for them. And also, just in general, they're just funny. That's the thing. It's like with Fred and Myrn nowadays in the new campaign, which I guess means the romance curse has passed to me to some degree, apparently. Yeah, because they're also another like polar opposite situation where I am once again the jovial, optimistic character. But yeah, it's not quite the same. I will say that now. By the way, now Fred has a level in Bard because she got like rewarded with that by doing a song. She's turning into Nathaniel in a bit of a strange way.
Oh God.
Yeah. I think it's because like Orchid does not like. Yeah, Orchid doesn't like scratch like the same like bardic itch that I always have with characters. So Fred was the closest in that aspect. And from the same campaign originally.
If Hera had figured out, she would be like, "You're not better than Nathaniel."
Yeah, she's still level 1 bard. You know, she's done 2 songs. Nathaniel did like 2 songs per session. It's a little bit different. Okay. Now this is montage music. And also a Steven Universe crossover, I guess, with the Cactus Stevens. Yeah, why would you do that? What would possess you to do that? My brother did that once, but he was like 3 years old. He had an excuse. What was your deal, Robin?
Where
And was it with these two, with the two brothers? Yeah, was it with these two brothers and throwing chairs at things? First, Devin threw a chair at him, and now he's just, I guess he's closing up the, he's continuing the chain, I guess. Don't touch chibi cactus or cacti. Yeah. I don't know what that was. That close up was supposed to convey because we didn't know where they were. That was probably not. Yeah.
This is how the story goes.
Well, dimwit despite her glasses. Well, yes, good because we don't want it to say have like the glass equals smart trope. That's good to know. One thing that's different from media cliches.
You said you work here?
At least.
Oh, and also, sick Mina, by the way, yeah, the concept of like wearing face masks in public if you're sick actually predates the, various COVID by a significant amount. And it's usually, that's a common thing to be seen in anime, because it originates a lot of like Asian countries where they're like more packed together in certain areas. So yeah, that's absolutely the standard procedure.
Every couple weeks.
Want to know how I get free discounts here? I threaten him.
Oh, that wasn't okay. That I thought that was gonna be like mumbled or something, but no, I guess not. And we're back to loud sound effects, but at least I like how it's like layered, so it's not just the same sound effect for all of them. It's like, different ones because they're all there's multiple of them. That I like.
I believe that if I see it in my heart, flash through the ceiling 'cause I'm reaching for the stars. Whoa, I guess this is how
Insert cool anime oh wow, okay. Yeah, definitely the next step on your editing journey, I would say, is learn about keyframes. Those will really help you out.
But I could have speedwalked the whole way back and still won.
Real funny, David. I'll beat you eventually.
Guess I owe you a congratulations.
Oh, and I guess it cuts out. Yeah, keyframes and actually fading out your music before the next track comes in, because it's less satisfying that way.
Weekend without getting us kicked out.
Or this way, I mean.
Where's Mina?
She went to bed early.
Well, I mean, you're barely around, so I guess you wouldn't be around to cause any troubles.
Guess she couldn't find a way to say thank you for the ride.
You know, I'm feeling a little tired myself.
Oh,
Hey,
okay,
Doc,
I guess
you
Samari's
know?
back. That's a good point. It hasn't been relevant for an entire for the episode after like the first scene. So what was the point of it before now? Maybe it's gonna come into fruition now. Now everything's going well. Maybe now the doll is gonna do something, or logic its way into a conversation. It's like, oh, there you were. Well, this whole time. Oh, and I guess ignore you.
Hey, you have lost this bug at the park. Don't think you noticed.
And so here we start to get, based on like the blushing and such. I know that Rob was blushing in the previous scene, but that's because she was shy, I thought. So, but yeah, I guess now we're going into another anime cliche, the love triangle. Well, the ones that I definitely really adore.
Oh, really? I could.
Oh, so introducing them out to their heart, isn't it? Okay. Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, really, I could not tell Jacob. I thought you hated it so badly. I am so glad you enjoy these kind of tropes, Jacob, because they're so fun.
I like whenever like you try to rage bait. It's just like, oh, okay, that's happening now.
Shut up! I'm trying.
I really appreciate it. Yo, Maddie, you up?
He's gonna sleep now. No, he's not.
Not exactly.
Think you
This man has undiagnosed insomnia,
can
probably.
come outside real quick? I gotta know what you're thinking about this.
I gotta know what you're thinking about this. That's just been like what your thoughts are about this, or what you think about this, not what you are thinking about a thing you haven't seen yet. Yeah, the present continuous does not work like that.
You know, it's pretty cold out here. Isn't it a little odd that...
Shh! We gotta be quiet out here. Early today, I had seen what looked like two guys heading through this door.
What were they doing?
Again, today I saw.
Not sure, but they definitely didn't look official. They had, like, masks on and stuff.
Maybe it was...
And you couldn't just, like, discuss this area and not drag them out here. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the show don't tell attempt, but, like, in universe, you drag someone out of bed, you know, in the middle of the night to come down to talk about an event that you could have had a conversation in.
Robert.
In universe, it makes no sense.
Maddie, who the hell robs a school? And in broad day...
Loads of people! Universities are notorious for being, like, loaded and having a bunch of expensive resources. They are the prime target for robberies. Again, not endorsing it, but I'm saying it happens.
Light.
Bored people?
Of course, it's locked.
You know, there's a pair of keys in the...
Poor.
Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, I guess that's the alarm. Okay, I thought it was like trying to censor the places if people would actually go to this university and you know, the real life way down low university and get the keys from where they were kept. By the way, fun thing actually is that one thing that happens in a lot of animes, they have to have like legal disclaimers or censorship around like random things, like picking locks, for example. They have to censor out like that. They got a lot of time it gets blurred on purpose, so people don't know how to do it. And also, whenever someone records a secret conversation, there's always there's a disclaimer that goes like, "Do not do this. It is illegal in Japan."
Damn kids, it's time to stage a distraction.
That might be enough snooping around.
Initiate protocol of elimination.
Around for us tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Just saying, if something mischievous is...
This means, he was a boy, she was a girl. Could I make it any more obvious? There's another girl. If we couldn't tell, this will turn to destruction.
Wow.
What's going on around here, and I'm not involved, I get incredibly suspicious.
I can tell.
And those are 5 easy ways to hide bodies. Now take a look at our very convenient transfer students.
Okay. I said before, I prefer when a school series or series set in a school actually does like cover a few lessons, but an out-of-pocket line like that is really funny. I had a science teacher one time who told us that this about like how his last words to us were about like how thermite can be used to break into warehouses.
Hello, everyone. Her name is Cookie, and my name is Sarah, and it is an honor to call her.
Of course, her name was Cookie. Classic Gacha randomizer name, am I right?
In addition to your lovely classroom, and we certainly look forward to getting to know everyone, especially you two.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's a love pentagon now, I guess.
What?
I'm guessing this is copyrighted, so I'm going to mute that. Anything else after this point? No, but Berry voices Cookie. There you go. Different food. All right, there we are. All right, so episode 2. Definitely an improvement over episode 1. You know, the editing was less distracting. Let's say the sound effects for the most part were better, except for like the alarm, which I guess was meant to be like super loud on purpose because it's an alarm. So yeah, I get that too. Episode 1, I'd say, yeah. I didn't find it like any of the other issues with the voice acting that I did from before. I feel like Mina probably is like settling a little bit more than last time. As I say, still, I feel like the music needs to like fade rather than like cut immediately after a certain point, so it doesn't feel like as stuck of a transition. But the actual music choices are still like more tonally appropriate than like the montage. And the montage in this episode only had one song attached to it. And that's, by the way, montage is the perfect place for songs with lyrics. That's, you know, that especially when you can find a song that actually, you know, like fits to a certain degree with what you're actually doing. The classic example of In Fallen Angels that KW pointed out, well, I mean, that Aiden outlined to me specifically before. I was just so proud of him coming up with this, but KW highlighted it as well. But the montage where Adam is training Trevor. Not only do we see him actually like getting better like over time, and but we also see like, you know, when he's starting to fly, the song goes, "Whoa, I'm still falling," and then he actually still, unless he falls down. You know, little moments like that, basically. So yeah,
I mean, there's some improvements.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff has been refined. I didn't see like any issues with like, you know, the camera like snapping back and forth, or, you know, any. I guess like there were no panning shots this time, unlike the one before that kind of like, well, flipped like up and down and went to the wrong person. So I guess that was probably an abandoned concept at this point. If you practice with keyframes, you'll be able to get the camera shots, the panning shots, a lot more easily, and also figure out how walking cycles can work with a little bit of green screening from the characters. If you just use a green background and layer them over the top in post production, and use keyframes. As soon as you've got that figured out, then you're probably, you know, off to the races. The part that I think is probably like the weakest, I guess, in retrospect, is probably the Amari's introduction. Like, it's great to have, it's great to set up future plot points, later on in the episode, but when it doesn't relate to this episode, it feels clumsy at the beginning when it's putting like a follow through at that point. I will say that there's there are some series, you know, some anime actually that have done this. Well, not by chat recommendation, but by chat reminding me that I was going to do this in the first place. I recently finished Beastars. One thing that happens in one episode of Beastars is or a couple of them really, is that before the intro plays, they have like a mini story of some kind.
Yeah.
At the beginning of some of those, and then the intro plays. But the thing is that they wrap those up, or there's not really that much to them. One of them was just literally, you know, about like a character who's you know, who has a side gig as, you know, laying eggs for the cafeteria. Important context: Beastars is a world comprised of animals, and the character is a chicken.
I need to get back into it.
So
I did watch it. Well, watch the first few episodes. So yeah.
I'm surprised.
Really? You're surprised?
Okay, fair enough. Yes. I wouldn't have thought, based on some of the themes of the show, that you would like, you know, continue past like episode like 2 or 3, but I don't know. Fair enough. Yeah, even better if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, basically that whole thing, beginning, middle, and end, didn't end up really like affecting that much in general of the story. And I guess it was partly also because they needed to. I think that episode needed to be fit into like the runtime, to be honest, because it felt more like that. But yeah, in the case of like this video, because the Amari thing is setting up something that's going to happen later, it's only just like hinting at certain things, and there's an expectation that's going to pay off in like this episode. What you could have done actually is save that for the end of this point, and then you know, have like that scene play at the end, maybe like after maybe like after the insomnia part, and then all the suspicious part, and making sure it doesn't like conflict with the robbery or anything, and then had it to be like the cliffhanger for next episode, because then people know to expect more at a later point rather than in the video that they are currently watching. So yeah. You also had other people designing some characters. Yeah, for my first show, there were a couple of the person who helped me sort out the issue with like presets that I had was the same person who created both Empress and Pop, two crucial characters in the show. They actually were supposed to be cameos. That at one point, like, there's like, oh yeah, just like put them in the background or something. I misunderstood I thought when he said, "Oh yes, put Pop and Empress in the series," I thought he meant, "Oh yeah, put them in the series and like make them have an impact, make them like crucial characters." So it was like, yeah, and then later on, this person unfortunately got embarrassed of their previous gacha content, and at one point did ask me to remove them from the series, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that in a way that's in any way organic. And eventually I negotiated that, we'll just not associate it with you anymore, but we'll, continue to have them because so many things will be impossible otherwise. It's like when a character's integral to the plot, you don't want to remove them before it's time. That's probably also why I haven't people pointed out, oh yeah, you've had the show for 6 years and no one has died in it yet. Well, yeah, because I have plans for all of them. I can't do that if they're not they're dead, As much as angels exist in this world. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I finished it I think like a couple of days ago. The specific the chicken episode or the episode with that in this only is in season 1, so not too far away. But yeah, without Pop or Empress, well, yeah, without Pop, we would have had like another main bully who would have filled like the Uriah position, basically because it was inspired by Witch. So Pop's role would have been replaced by a different character that I would have come up with myself. Empress would not exist and might and that also would have a domino effect of not introducing other mutants into the series. The lore could have been that Morwenna was just the first mutant girl. That might have been how it would have gone down. Which also would have meant no mutation theory, no extra external studies for Dr. Daniels, which means no setup for Through Her Eyes, and that also might in turn mean that there's Phoenix would have existed regardless, but the inspiration behind someone researching mutants, if there's no grounds for that, I'd have suggested that. So Phoenix would have been a shell of his former self as well. So Prison would have been very unhappy. Yeah. So that's why I say so many things happen because Empress merely existed, and was tied around that idea. So that's why I can't just remove a character. Someone's like, oh yeah, I'm too embarrassed now. Like, well, I'm sorry, but. You agreed to this. Granted, no one knew that the musical was going to last for as long as it has. So, I guess to a certain degree, no one expected most Gacha episodes series back then just ended after 10 episodes and that was it. Meanwhile, the musical is still going 6 years after it was first created. So it's like, oh well. You never know. This series I understand to be a mini series of some kind, so it might be nearing its conclusion, because there are episodes 3 and 4 are out, but we'll tackle those another day. They're a bit longer, so I might make those separate one episode deals. But yeah,
Gotcha.
We'll keep an eye out next time. Anything you want to say about this video before we wrap up? Because I didn't give you a chance to do your pros and cons yet.
It's decent. It's a bit better than the first episode. Just like you said, some things can be improved and whatnot. So you kind of took the words from my mouth, sort of. And
okay.
I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen next. So, but yeah. I don't know what else to say. All
right, well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out in probably a week's time because we normally give videos by the same creator a week of breath time, so we can can go and cycle through other people's stuff. Not to mention there's there's D&D tomorrow on the Butter Bunch, and then there's a more AFMAU stuff, so it'll be a while before we even get back to doing Gacha reviews, but we will get round to it quite quickly. Especially given the reception of this, I'm definitely bringing this back. So, yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. And on that, especially all the new people, subscribe if you've not done so already because I know you're all new here to do it. But yeah, on that note, until next time, farewell.